Hey guys, um, surviving Sid number like whatever. I'm I really have no idea what episode I'm actually on anymore. I kind of lost count after like 12 or 13. I think I might be like around there, maybe 13, 14. I uh, I made a video on I believe it was Thursday. It was Thursday or Friday. I got I got into an altercation. It was more or less just a verbal argument, but still, it was like it wasn't even really an argument. It was more like a I can't even believe that really just happened type thing. Me and my dad got into it a little bit about my brother, and my brother had stolen some things out of my closet, and I noticed this stuff went missing. It could have been someone else too. It could have, it might not have been Mike. It might have been someone else. Who knows? All I knew is that my stuff was missing, and I know that Mikey would have done that back to me to get back at me, knowing that I loved that jacket. It was like a a good, nice, quality piece of clothing that I paid pretty good money for to get, and I actually worked for it. So I remember working for the money to get that jacket. It wasn't like I just, I sold drugs or did whatever I had to do to, I've thought about a lot of things in the last couple of days. I slipped up hugely this last weekend. I basically got smashed the whole weekend, like an idiot, all weekend. I, at least I can openly admit it. At least say it and be honest with myself and be honest with everyone around me and say that I screwed up and that I made a mistake and I caved. And after all that I've been through in the last couple months and all the stuff that I've put myself through and all the things that I've overcome and all the things that I've stepped up on, I think that I deserved a day or two to take to myself to, maybe take some time to realize what was important to me anyways. I don't agree with drinking very much. Anyone that knows me knows that. I watched my grandpa drink himself away every single day for a very long time. His wife died, and he stopped working after his wife died, basically. And my mom watched him kind of, drain himself. He was a workaholic Marine. He was a straight and narrow guy. Taught me a lot about life. Actually, I had a really close relationship with my grandpa up until I was like 16 years old. I, like I said a couple minutes ago, I've thought about so many things in the last couple days, and whether or not I've been, in the last like 48 hours, no, I have not done anything to get screwed up or done anything to inebriate myself or drink or get drunk or anything that would intoxicate me whatsoever. I I don't know if I did it just to get away or if I actually did it to just you know feel retarded for the weekend, but I went all out. And it's not something that I would do around my kid at all. I've struggled so much in the last couple months, every single day with, battling myself as to, you know, can I do this? Am I a good enough person to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to turn my reputation around? Is everyone, I was just talking to somebody today about how my reputation has preceded me every single day for the last 15 years of my life. This town is a living memory. It literally, I can't walk down the street without someone talking to me that knows me or someone pointing me out that has seen me before or had some type of run-in with me that was good or bad. Somebody that has a memory with me. I could walk up to some random person. Not even in Wapaka. That's the craziest part. Like, there's times when I'll be outside of town, like away doing something, and I'll see somebody that, almost every time. It's not even just, once in a while. It's almost every time I go anywhere. I'll see somebody, at least that I know or that I've ran into, that I've had a good memory with, that I can, catch up with. And it's interesting. I know a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people. And a lot of people influence my life and a lot of things that I do in my life. And there's certain people even that I've talked to in the last couple of days that have actually really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I've seen myself even do over and over and over again throughout time that I've never actually noticed. You know, I mean, I can see myself doing them, but I'm not taking it in. I mean, if you've ever been in a situation where you're doing something wrong, you know that it's wrong, you know, to a certain extent, but you're just like, meh, whatever. More or less like, you know, with smoking cigarettes. It's an addiction, or drinking too much coffee, or whatever it may be that you do too much of. You can get addicted to anything. Anything. It can form an addictive trait which makes you want it, you know, something that you like more than normal, something that pops out, something that's, you know, trendy, something that's popular. An addiction doesn't have to be a substance or something that alters your mind. It can be money, which is a huge, terrible addiction for a lot of people. And I had another conversation with a close friend today even about how money, you know, it's really, I've strived my whole life to be this, you know, do all this with all this money and be this great person with all this money, and most of the people that I know with money aren't good people. Most of the people that I know with money that could do something to change the world wouldn't shake a stick at something to help somebody else out. And it bothers me because I feel like I would, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm like 99.9% sure that I would do something if I had the chance. If I had worked that hard towards something, I would want to share it with people. I would want people to be able to benefit off my experiences, and if I could pay money to help a cause such as, you know, kids with disabilities, or kids with cancer, people with cancer, people with, you know, types of leukemia and all this incurable things, and chronic illnesses, you know, STDs, all stuff like that. That's, you just, things that you can't prevent from happening because of the way that people are on a daily basis. On a day-to-day basis, people are going to be who they're going to be. Most people in a whole lifetime don't actually change into who they know they can be. So to see, you know, to see a road that you could take to be a good person, to do things the right way, to change your life around, and to not pick up that cigarette every day, or to not, you know, pick up that bottle of booze and drink yourself retarded every day. I mean, I don't disagree with smoking pot. As much as I want to say, like, you know, just because it's socially acceptable, like, I can't be smoking. It's not the right time in my life to be able to smoke. It's not legal in Wisconsin. I was prescribed in California. I was legal to smoke, so I could smoke as much as I wanted to. I could get retarded stoned every day, but I didn't. I smoked at night. I basically used it to sleep, and I used it in the morning. I'd take a rip or two to get up, and it literally helped me throughout my day. I felt better it was something that I did every day that made me feel better, and I wasn't harming anybody. I wasn't getting all screwed up. I could operate a vehicle. I could take care of a kid. I'm not saying that I want to smoke weed and take care of my kid. I'm not saying that I agree with people who, you know, smoke weed and then go and babysit 10 kids, or who, you know, smoke weed around a child, or smoke. I mean, there's certain things that just aren't responsible. You can be responsible with the bad thing. It's not bad to me, but it's socially bad. It's unacceptable, I guess. I find drinking more repulsive than someone smoking a blunt in public. To tell you the honest to God truth, someone that could walk up to me, and literally I can smell the alcohol coming off of your body. That makes me feel worse about being around you than it would for me to literally see you smoking a blunt of pot. Then I know, if I know pot is in it, even knowing that pot is inside that blunt, I would be more comfortable around that person smoking that blunt than I would be around that guy that I know is wasted drunk with alcohol coming off his body. With anything. If it had to do with, okay, if I had to say, okay, I trust this guy more in a car with my kids, this guy or this guy, a guy who I can smell alcohol on, or a guy who I can smell pot on, and one of them had to drive my kid to the hospital because no one else could drive, you know. And I mean, literally, I would trust enough in the fact that I know how many times that I've driven after smoking, and done this and done that after, you know, smoking a bowl or whatever, that I would trust enough to make it a couple miles to a hospital in an emergency situation. I'm putting it in a perspective like this because no one really understands like the way that it really is. I mean, I don't have to smoke weed to like people who would rather smoke a bowl than go out and get completely screwed up and make an idiot of themselves in public and go ruin their lives and go get OWIs and do all this crazy stuff. Okay, I am pro pot, and I get shit for it every day. I still hear it that it's, you know, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Like I don't even really smoke anymore, and I'm shunned almost for smoking weed. If I was in California making these videos right now, would a person give a rat's ass, excuse my language for that, if I was even smoking a bowl on camera? No. Because it's legal. So I can go and pick up a beer, you know, I drink soda, but I can go pick up a beer on camera and sit here with a beer and drink it responsibly. But drink it legally, and it's okay. That's pathetic. As bad as that sounds, that is pathetic. I mean, I don't know how this is getting into this whole I string off into a million conversations, but I've thought about so many different things in the last couple of days. I've thought about making this video for the last couple of days. I've kind of strung it out because I don't, you know, there's so many different things I want to talk about, but I probably shouldn't on camera. There's a lot going on in my life right now that's just not very good. Not that it's like wrong, it just sucks. I mean, I got kicked out of my house because of a situation that happened. I'm trying to get on my feet. I can't. I'm trying to get a job. I can't do anything but make my own money. Basically, you know, doing whatever I have to do to make money on jobs, work for somebody, do whatever they ask me to do. Go take out their dogs to go poop in the front lawn and then pick up the poop. If that's gonna make me $10 for 15 minutes of my time, that so be it. I'll go pick up some dog poop and take their dog out into the front lawn. I'm making an example, but basically what I'm saying is I've literally tried and fought tooth and nail for the last, I want to say 6 months, but it really hasn't been that long. It's probably only been a couple months. My daughter is almost 9 months old, and it took me months, even after she was born, to really, really, truly set my mind to actually doing something different in my life instead of trying to skate, trying to get by halfway, trying to do just enough to make it, you know, so everyone could see that I was doing enough, you know, or like I never did my best. I never tried my hardest, ever. And I can honestly say that I don't think I've ever done it with anything in my entire life, ever, up until the last 5-6 months of my life, which is pathetic. This is like a 13-minute video, so I'm gonna get going. I'll continue some other time, probably either tonight. I'll bring up a new subject, or tomorrow. There's a couple people that I want to get on Surviving Sid to talk about some things before I really expand on certain subjects. I don't know. Basically, I appreciate all the support. Again, all you guys who are rooting on, you know, me doing these videos and me doing all this for my daughter and stuff like that. It's a really good feeling to see that so many people care and so many people want to see me succeed and they want to see me do a good thing with my life instead of, you know, what I've let happen in my life for the last, I don't even know how many years. I'm going to let you guys go for now, and see you guys next episode. Later.